So, continuing our discussion on air pollution, now we shall see actually the components of human respiratory system, because air pollution mostly affects the respiratory system. So, in the air respiratory system, here you have seen from nose and mouth, the trachea is shown, and ultimately it reaches the lungs, two lungs here, and then in the you see that lungs, the last is the alveolar sac. So what happens now? These particulate matters like PM 2.5, PM 10, and all, they get into the respiratory tract and they damage our lungs and reduce the capacity of breathing. So what are the solutions? In coal power plants, use coal which has got less sulfur, so that sulfur dioxide pollution is reduced, and remove sulfur from the coal, and better convert the solid coal into a liquid or gaseous fuel. Coal gasification is one of the process, and shift these coal plants to areas where there is less pollution, okay, where the population also is less. And nowadays lot of cleanup के लिए that chimney height is increased, and even that post treatment after combustion, the polluting gases like ESP, electrostatic precipitator, and use, so that the fly ash and other pollutant gases are not sent back into the chimneys. And pollution should be taxed also. Regarding motor vehicle pollution, better use public transport than private transport, but because of corona, I think again we are now compelled to go for personal transport. This may last for another 6 months or 1 year, but thereafter again we will switch on to mass transit. Use bicycles if possible, and even go for walk. Short distances we can walk, and you should use energy efficient vehicles which have got less engine capacity and more efficiency. I think now if you look at cars also, even high-end cars, luxury cars, they are running engines at 2-liter engines and less than that. Earlier you had 5-6 liter engines, but now they also become wise, and they are producing less polluting vehicles. And India, of course, definitely has gone for low polluting fuels. Now we have Bharat stage 6 fuels, and old cars are not, it is not a car, means not only car, can be car, bus, truck. So they have been removed from the roads. Now that new scrappage policy is coming, I think this month the government of India is coming with a new vehicle scrappage policy. And give some tax concession to people who are buying energy efficient vehicles, and even restrict driving in polluted areas. Some areas now where the pollution is there, so this IC engines are not allowed. Only battery operated trucks or cycle tracks are there. Then we have this car inspection twice a year because air pollution ke liye. So every 6 months we need to have the pollution checkup, and we have good standards also. Now one more new concept, I think indoor air pollution. I think it will be very useful. This is catching up now. We don't know that there are pollutants in our house only. So what we should do, cover the ceiling tiles and lining of AC ducts. Because see what happened now, wherever we provide AC, we provide false ceiling. So when the false ceiling, this all minerals will fall, fibers, this asbestos sheet or POP sheets, that dust will fall. And especially in these AC areas and all, we should not allow smoking. And this our carpets, furniture, building materials, they emit formaldehyde emissions, so they are also not good. And radon, what we have seen, that is also very bad, so that infiltration should be avoided. Especially machines should be used in ventilated areas. And also these chemicals what we use for cleaning, paints and all, this should be less polluting substitutes. Like I told, instead of this enamel paints, go for water-based paints. And this air circulation should be there in the workspaces, so you can open up windows increase the intake of outside air, and change more air more frequently. Especially this is regarding air conditioning places. Now people are going for rooftop gardens so that the house is cold, and use exhaust hoods like in your houses now, wherever your cooking stove is there, you can use exhaust hoods or even exhaust fans, and install energy efficient chimneys for wood burning stoves. So regarding air pollution, some solutions we will see. Use energy efficient lightings. Okay. Reduce fossil fuel use. Then relying on natural gas. See, when you compare solid fuel, liquid fuel, and gaseous fuel are the best. Then is liquid, and uh, lastly the solid fuel like coal. So rely more on renewable energy like solar cell, winds, and solar produced hydrogen. So hydrogen gas, if you produce using solar electricity, then it is called as solar produced hydrogen. Then transfer technologies for latest energy efficiency, renewable energy, and pollution prevention to developing countries. As I told, developed countries have developed these technologies, but poor countries they don't have that money to develop. So these developed countries should share the technologies with the developing countries, poor countries, and reduce poverty. So distribute see this economic now. I think government of India has distributed a lot of LPG cook stores, LPG connections also. Uh, and smoking is of course definitely banned in India, and you should use some tests should come now for indoor pollutants such as particulate matters, radon, and formaldehyde. These tests are not available as of now, but should come in India. Like test for radon and formaldehyde inside your home, and take corrective measures as needed. This nobody has done so far, if I am correct. Uh, do not buy furniture which contains formaldehyde. And when you are entering a house, remove your shoes outside so that the dust and all they don't enter your house. As I told, asbestos is very dangerous, so it is should be removed. And hazardous chemicals don't keep in house, keep in outside. Do not smoke, and you should install carbon monoxide detectors in the all sleeping areas, because we use this geysers and all, so there carbon monoxide poisoning is possible. And what we can do actually to reduce CO2 emissions is to drive a fuel efficient car, even walk, bike, carpool, and use mass transit. Use energy efficient windows. I told you, double glazing windows with argon gas filled up, and then use energy efficient appliances. I told you that 5-star rating, 4-star rating appliances and lights you should use. And insulate your house. This is a new technology is coming, so the outside heat is not coming inside. So insulation is available. Thermocol insulation, puff insulation. Insulations are available for wall as well as roof. Then reduce garbage and recycle and reuse. Then use LED lights. Shade your house, and use solar water heater, and use shower instead of bucket water. Use shower. And coming to solid waste, we are generating more waste unnecessarily. We should go for reuse, recycling, and composting. The businesses should greatly decrease their pollution. Developed countries produce the most of the waste, and that is not regulated. Chemical and biological methods can be used to remove hazardous waste or to reduce the toxicity. Like plants, we have seen other day, plantation, which can remove the chemical and biological waste. So we should focus on sustainable living. So solid waste we can do reduce, reuse, and recycle. Don't buy if you want unwanted things. That is called refuse. Then reduce means even consumption can be slightly reduced. Instead of buying 10 numbers, you buy less, whatever is required. Then reuse means like your cloth bags and all masks you can reuse. Recycle means like compost and all whatever organic material is remaining, food waste, that you can compost it. Ask yourself whether you really require a particular item, and then instead of buying, rent, borrow or barter goods and services when you can. So everything should not be purchased and kept at home only. No? You can borrow also, you can barter goods. Give and take. Barter is give take. I'll give something, you give me something. That is called barter system. And do not use throwaway paper cups, plates, utensils and all. Use stainless steel utensils. Okay, read newspapers online. Then recycling, I think you can see this star with three arrows. We should recycle things. They should not end up in landfills. Then there is something called hazardous waste. I think the other day I was telling about hazardous waste, which can be like any chemicals, like batteries. Okay, so EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, they talk about the three types of hazardous waste. One is it can burn, like flammable. Then second is corrosive, like it causes corrosion. And third is reactivity, like it can be explosive, and even it can be toxic. So these are the four categories of hazardous waste. And for disposing hazardous waste, there are laws and rules also by all state governments. So we have to follow. You cannot throw the battery wherever you feel like. So battery, if you know, when you buy a new battery for your bike or car, you have to give it back to the seller, and he will give some money to it, and it will go for recycling. That is the way hazardous waste is dealt. And let us look at the harmful chemicals we are using in house for cleaning, paints, general, automotive, gardening. Everywhere using chemicals. They are very dangerous, like disinfectants, toilet cleaner, bathroom cleaners, septic tank cleaners. Paints, you are using oil-based paints, thinners, solvents. These are all varnish. Then general batteries are there. Mercury and cadmium will be there in the batteries. Glues, cements. Then gardening, in here we are using these pesticides and fertilizers. These are all chemicals only. Ant and rodent killers for the small insects and all. And automotive, we are using oil, motor oil, petrol, antifreeze, battery acid, solvents. All these things are harmful chemicals. So how this hazardous waste, some hazardous waste, like your nuclear waste and all, they are making this in the earth. They are digging pits, and they are like burying them securely. It is buried so that little gas vent is also provided, and there is a leak detection system also. Anything is there, and water also monitoring system is there. And they are it should not leach whatever is there, na? It should not leach and drain and get into back to the earth. So that kind of plastic containers are there. Actually, in India, we are not following. We are having only open landfills. This is in developed countries. Then hazardous waste, as I told, use pesticides as less as possible, and even household cleaners also. Go for the natural cleaners like neem-based cleaners. No? Neem-based pesticides are available, and organic fertilizers are available. So don't go for this ammonia, vinegar, all these kind of things. Use simple chemicals, less dangerous chemicals. Use less harmful substances instead of commercial chemicals for most household killers. For example, use liquid ammonia to clean appliances and windows, vinegar to polish metals. Vinegar is natural, so clean surfaces and remove stains and mildew. Baking soda can be used for household utensils, deodorize and remove stains. Borax to remove stains and mildew. Do not dispose of pesticides, paints, solvents, oil, antifreeze, and other products containing hazardous chemicals by flushing them in the toilet, pouring them in the drain, or burning them, throwing them into the garbage. So they should be disposed of properly so that they can be recirculated and recycled. So noise pollution, see, noise means this sound levels are measured by device decibel meter. Okay, and we normally, I am speaking to you now, though this sound is around 60 decibels. Anything beyond that, 70 and above, it is highly dangerous. So it can cause problems with your brain. It can make you deaf also. So noise pollution is generally defined as a regular exposure to elevated sound levels that may lead to adverse effects in the humans or other living organisms. According to WHO, sound levels less than 70 decibels are not damaging to living organisms, regardless of how long or consistent the exposure is. So normally this noise pollution, I think you have seen aircrafts landing, takeoff, then construction activities, especially vehicles and all. These cause a lot of noise pollution. Then coming to soil pollution or contamination as a part of land degradation is caused by the presence of xenobiotics, means man-made chemicals or other alteration in the natural soil environment. It is typically caused by industrial activity, agriculture chemicals, or improper disposal of waste. So soil pollution also, you can see people are throwing a lot of plastics, lot of industrial waste is thrown on the sometimes on the road itself they are thrown, and agriculture chemicals also which extensively is used, then it on the soil. So this damages the soil and degrades the soil. This is known as soil contamination or soil pollution. Then biomedical waste, I think in hospitals, whatever you feel, surgery, this nowadays this corona PPE kits, all this constitute biomedical waste. Waste sharp include potentially contaminated used and unused needles, scalpels, lancets, and other devices capable of penetrating skin. Biomedical waste is generated from biological and medical sources and activities such as diagnosis, prevention, or treatment of diseases. So, for when a patient goes to diagnose the patient, or to prevent or to treat the disease, whatever these kits are used now, they are all considered as biomedical waste. So, there are rules for biomedical waste also. The amended rules stipulate that generators of biomedical waste, such as hospitals, nursing homes, clinics, and dispensaries, should not use chlorinated plastic bags and gloves beyond 2019 in medical applications to save the environment. I told chlorine causes danger to ozone. So chlorine bags also they are not allowing in hospital, and elaborate rules are there now to how the biological waste generated by hospital, nursing homes, and clinics should be disposed of. And lastly, we will see the sludge. Sludge means is a residual semi-solid material that is produced as a byproduct during sewage treatment or industrial or municipal water. So this sewage treatment plants and effluent treatment plants, what I was telling, sewage means home, domestic, and in the industry, the effluent is known as effluent. So we have ETP and STP. So this whatever that bottom that residue remains now, that is like a sludge. So that they are now trying to use it in as a fertilizer actually. So organic fertilizer. So that is being used to improve the productivity of agriculture. So this completes the module 3 on pollution. Okay. So please understand that when human beings are born, we are not born. We are just born around 3 kgs of weight. We grow up, and now you are all fellows 40, 50 kgs. We in our lifetime, whatever we take everything, all the resources from nature only. Mother Nature provides us everything like food, air, clean water. This food comes from the soil. So all these resources are very important and useful to sustain human life. We need to take care of all the soil, water, air, so that we hand over the atmosphere and the environment in a better shape for the generations to come. And a lot of damage has already been done, and all the countries are now enforcing a lot of laws. Now you see even our emission norms, now Bharat stage 6 norms have come. So now even vehicles have become more efficient. You see, bikes and all are now provided with fuel injection. Cars are with fuel injection, and then after treatment facilities like urea injection, catalytic converters. So that is why the cost of bikes and cars have gone up in the recent past. So definitely government is doing as a responsible citizen. We also need to educate ourselves. I thought it is important that we talk to you and you understand and appreciate the things that man is really causing a lot of harm to the environment. So once you understand, you will also practice that and communicate it further to your family members, to your friends, so that everybody as a responsible citizen contributes their role and sees that the precious natural resources like air, water, land, they are not contaminated. Thank you.